Casting spoons and soaking dead bait are classic spring pike tactics. But up next, Jon reveals a trolling system equally worthy of a page in your playbook.
There's a lot of ways you can fish these fish at this time of the year when they start getting down into the bay and they get hungry. One of them is to float fish them, and you can get a lot of fish just fishing dead bait, you know, big smelt or herring. You can catch a lot of fish doing that. You can catch a lot of fish casting. You can cast spoons, spinner baits, whatever it may be that you enjoy casting. Or you can do what I'm doing today. I'm trolling cranks, and basically what I'm trying to do here today is just locate schools of fish that are on the move, or individual fish, maybe even is more the way to look at it, because as these fish filter down, they're on the move, and a lot of times just triggering them with a technique like this can get them, because they'll chase it down. But you know what? There's going to be a bunch of boats up here that we're going to drive through, and those guys, most of them are casting, and they're catching fish. I mean, I'm seeing them catch fish as much as I'm catching fish. So, you know, there's a few different ways you can do it. It just comes down to what is it that you want to do. There's one right there. Feels like a decent fish. Oh yeah, that's a big fish. We're gonna slow this thing down. This is a good one. That fish is actually going the other way right now. This is a big fish. I'll tell you that right now. This is a good fish. This is what you come here to do. This is the kind of fish we're hunting for right here. This is a big fish. It's a big pike. I've got the boat slowed down to nothing. We're going 1 mile an hour, just enough to keep my line. And this fish, and I watched him smash it. It's a really good fish. See if we can get them where I want them here. The challenges of fishing alone. You're about to see some of it, because I'll tell you what, this is a pretty big pike. Yeah, this is a really good fish. It's a big pike right here. Big fish. Big fish. I'm just gonna kind of let the boat drift here. We're gonna see if we can get this big girl in. There's a big fish. This is what you come here doing, and this is what I'm hunting for today, and this is why I'm fishing the way I'm fishing. With crankbaits, trying to catch the bigger females coming through here. Look at this. Oh, come here. Oh, she got off right there. The crankbait got in the net. And I'll tell you what, that is one of those times. Boy, look at that. That's just bad luck right there. The crankbait got in the net. That was a giant fish. I'm sure you could see it back there. That was a 40+ inch pike. Holy smokes, every now and then, right? That's just one of those times, you know, no matter what, you're gonna run into situations like that. But that right there, that was a giant fish. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you lose them. That time I lost them. Whew, shoot. Let's get it back in and see if we can get another one. That was a big fish. Hey, I want to show you what I'm using here and explain to you why I'm using it, because there's a lot of different crankbaits out there that you could use doing this, but I'm deliberately using a crank right now that has a big wide wobble and a shallow dive. It's aggressive and it's got rattles. Here's what it is. This is the Bomber 15A. And the reason I'm using this lure right now is because that big wide wobble, I mean, when that thing gets rolling side to side like that, you can hear the rattles in there. It's really grabbing their attention, and that's the idea of this. I'm trying to get the most aggressive fish to bite, and I'm trying to target big fish with that big profile. A lot of guys in here, they're casting smaller spoons, they're casting some small spinner baits, but what I'm doing is coming in here with a big, long lure with a big profile a rattle in it to grab their attention, but most importantly, a big wide wobble. That Bomber 15A, I tell you what, it's one of the best walleye and pike lures out there. As soon as we get to deep water walleye season, this is the type of lure I'm trolling for big fish at that time of the year. And when I'm trolling shallow pike at this time of the year looking for a trophy fish, that's what I'm using, a Bomber 15A. There he is. That might be a little bit better one. We'll see. Yeah, I think this is a better fish. Tell you what, we're going to do this a little bit different. Because of losing a big one earlier today, I don't know if this one's that big or not, but I'm going to do it a little bit different here. I just put the talon down, and what I'm going to do is just stop the boat. This fish kind of came at me here. Let's see, I kind of feel like he might be a decent fish. I don't want to take a chance on losing another one. That was just heartbreaking, losing that big one earlier today, and now I just want to make sure that if I got a good one, yeah, this is a good one. This is a big fish. This is a big fish. I'm going to get a second chance at a big fish today. This is really cool. But here's what I did different. I just hit the brakes. We just parked the boat. I put the talon down, just hit the brakes. There he goes under the boat. Come on, hang on. Let's not lose two big ones in the same day, right? Hang on, big girl. There she goes. Big fish. It's not that often in a day that you get a shot at two big fish, but that's part of the bite we're on and the opportunity that exists with this bite. Look at this, giant fish. Look at this pike, wow. Oh, man, I lost a big one earlier today. It was just heartbreaking, but let me tell you, this makes up for it. This is a giant fish. This is a 40+ pike. I mean, this is a big fish. And man, this fish ate this crank. I mean, it just chowed this crank. So what I want to do is get this fish lifted up, see if we can figure out how to get that crank out of her. Come on, big girl, settle down. Man, this fish is a monster. There it is. Got it. Look at this fish. And there's a little bit of blood, but she'll be okay. Look at that pike. That is a giant post-spawn pike. Look at the size of that fish. Man, that's what we're doing today. That's what we've been after today. I lost one this same size earlier today. I mean, in the same day, we're gonna have had two of those on. Look at that fish. That is a giant. Let's get this girl back in the water. Oh man, am I glad that I just hit the brakes like I did there and gave this fish the chance to just kind of hang with me. It's going to take a sec here, but we're going to get her reacclimated. This fish is going to be fine. Man, this fish is just a giant. Not yet, but we're getting there. Holy moly. That is so cool. That's all we're doing today is hunting for big fish. There she goes. Look at that. That was awesome. That was a giant, man. Took off, swam right under the boat. And that is so cool. You know, I've come through this spot and I've had fish on multiple times today. I had that big fish on back there earlier today, lost it at the back of the net, and then you put that one in. Wow. That is so cool. That's why I came here. Just big fish hunting like that. That's cool. That's a trophy pike. That's a 40+ inch pike. And man, you want to talk about a big, strong fish. One thing I want to tell you, I deliberately kept that fish down on the floor because there was a little bit of blood. I knew the fish was going to be okay because it wasn't spewing out blood, but you got a fish on the, you know, that's hooked, where that fish was hooked. Just leave the fish on the floor because the minute you lift that fish up, it's going to want to go crazy. If you leave that fish on the floor, you can get the hooks out of it and be able to do it without her tearing up her own gills when she goes nuts. But whew, that's awesome. That's a big fish. That's a big fish.